Make a Power Ranger if you want to play a synthesist.
That is pretty much what happens.
That's how I made Captain Marvelous in that as that boss.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, let's see here. My mouse keeps getting stuck on the wrong screen. There we go. All right, so we were right. You guys were taking the direct route of evicting this fire of this ice nymph slash succubus that is in the basement. You decided to use Varg to solve the problem, and Varg began solving the problem the way only Varg knows how.
Yep.
And it is Acorial's turn.
Times like this, I wish I could spend more than one spell slot at once here in the spell manager.
Here's, I found this a while back, but I believe I found Power Rangers with a much higher budget. Much higher budget. And a little more mature.
Alright, so I am going to step back out of this wall now. Just to here.
Yeah. So you don't take the burning ice at the start of every round.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I'm going to burn 5 of my recall points to recall the spell Corrosive Consumption
Okay.
as a swift action. And then I'm going to ready using that spell in the case that Varg is able to throw the Ice Nymph Succubus back here in range of me.
Sounds good.
Probably gonna do.
And now I'm going to take forever to burn all the spells, so I'll also do that.
Okay. And just send me a link when you get a moment.
Okay.
All right, you ready that action? She does not appreciate being ground against the wall back here. Let's see here.
I'm glad you don't appreciate it, but sucks to be you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who decided to start bitch slapping Varg. Is your answer?
Well, to be fair, that was her. That was her primary means of defense. If you guys wouldn't negotiate.
Varg was perfectly willing to negotiate. She was just being a bitch.
No. You told her to get out, or that you'll make her get out. That's not negotiation.
It's for Varg.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see here. She's blown her daily. She's used that. She doesn't have any allies to use that with. Well, she's only got 2 options here, so she's going to try them in order. Varg, please make me 2 will saves
Okie dokie.
for a persistent effect.
A 20 and a 31, one of which was a nat 1. I am curious, though. If it's a spell, you'd still need a roll for that. Is it not? Never mind.
It is spell-like.
Check. Okay, I get my spell SR then, I guess.
Yeah, spell likes are affected by SR if the base spell is.
Please roll SR twice.
Let me
once.
let me check the base spell.
Because she has failed before, so it is possible for her to fail.
Yes, it is. Okay, let's see here.
Just a roll kind of low, but yeah, I'll take it.
Here's the damn back button. There we go.
Right next to the forward button. I was lame. I'll shut up. You beat my SR. Okay.
Okay.
That seems higher than it used to be, because I remember her rolling 5 before and failing. I don't know what that's about. Whatever. Maybe it's a different spell, higher level, whatever. Anyway, so I failed, and I rolled a 1 for the first save and a 31 for the second.
Yep. Let's see here. Okay, Varg. She reaches around your snout, holds your jaw shut for a moment with her arms, stares you dead in the eye, and you feel a calmness come over you very slowly. And after a few moments, she smiles at you, lets go of your mouth, and says, there are some rude intruders in my chambers. Would you mind just pushing them out of here? You have fallen under the effect of dominate person.
I would argue that I'm not a person, but yes, I am technically a person, so alrighty.
So you'll get new saves if she tells you to do if she tells you to do things too far against your nature. But at the moment, she just wants you to push these people out of here.
Okay. She's okay with it. Don't care. Alright, she wants me to push these people out of here, right?
Yep.
Let me think a second. I'm trying to think like Var, because it's hard. You have to think really stupid.
Just a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking something up, but I think it might be relevant for this, so just a sec.
Okay.
Okie doke. I mean, she's not a fae, so her serious nature is a little bit of health, and I rolled a 1 anyway, so I think I failed. No matter how high my bonus was. Failure.
Actually, good news, Varg. When you're standing that close to Emma, you're under the effect of magic circle against evil,
Okay.
which is functionally identical to which
Yeah,
says
that's-
in the dispel that it's protection from evil, so she can't actually control you while you're under the effect of that.
Yeah, that's immunity to mind affecting, isn't it?
Protection protection from evil or similar spell prevents you from exercising control or using the telepathic link while the subject is warded.
Huh.
One moment.
There's a quick question. How much does Varg in this form weigh?
A couple tons. Let me double check. Looks like 21 tons is what I put down. It's likely that's correct. I
It's
looked
going to
up,
be less than that. You're at least one size down from normal here.
No, I don't change weight just because I'm compressed or anything.
No,
Weight is static. It stays the same.
no, her ability her protection against magic circle against evil automatically works on any ally who's within 20 feet of her.
It's supernatural, I think, right?
It's an aura, yep.
The subject immediately gets a second save against those. It's made with a morale bonus. While under the effect of protection from evil, he is immune to new attempts to possess or exercise mental control. Okay, so it only gives them save against pre-existing conditions. All right, so her attempt to dominate Varg does fail, thanks to Emma being within 10 feet.
Var blinks at the request she probably made anyway, not knowing it's failed.
Yes.
So if for whatever reason he gets out of distance, it dominate person's still on him until its duration expires.
Yes, which is a bit shy of a month, actually.
Well, we gotta kill her dead.
Either that or get it to spell
So
magic.
just something to keep in mind for battlefield positioning.
Hey, near Emma. Gotcha. Not like I'm gonna be moving a whole lot anyway. Well, I'm moving her. I'm not moving myself much.
So
Yay for
Varg,
my character's lesser used abilities.
So Varg, you shake off the compulsion, and she had to use her whole round to do it anyways. So go.
Well, I regenerate 1 point of hit points because I have a ring of regeneration, and I'm going to try repositioning her. She may take her AOO.
She's going to hold it in reserve.
All right. Does that beat whatever her CMD is?
It does.
Okay, I would like to reposition her.
Anywhere on your perimeter.
No, perimeter only. I thought it was reach.
It
Whatever.
has to
Other
be in
side.
base contact.
Other side then. You are
Okay.
now over there. And yeah, it's Varg's turn. He just moves her. It's like you're there now.
Yep. You moved her through the cold fire wall.
I can just scrape her across the wall. I don't have to move her anywhere really.
No, you.
Oh, you mean
Your
the big
your
wall?
movement
Okay,
of
sorry.
her made her cross the wall.
Ah, you mean the huge? Yes, yeah. The Inferno doesn't affect me in the slightest.
Oh, hold on. Isn't it 2d6 plus level?
Something, yeah. If it's a firewall, yeah.
It is 2d6 plus caster level. Proceed. Varg, any move action or anything?
I can't move without having to bull rush her, and that's her standard, so I'm kind of stuck, aren't I?
Okay.
I mean, I
Alia.
could theoretically move over her, but again, that's not really in the. I could compress past her, but I'm not doing that.
Is she actually visible, or does the wall block sight?
She is now on the. She is now on your side of it, so you can see her.
Please
Perfect.
unload with everything in the dead.
Yeah, it isn't
Yes,
opaque until this line.
Okie doke. I'm going to full attack her. Please, nobody else walk in front of my arrows this round. So if she survives, I can do this again. Okay. So I have to remember everything I'm doing. So. Oh, so first I maintain my song.
Yep. She is 40 feet away.
I have my wrong thing open just a sec. Won't let me move my spell manager without pinning it to something. I don't want to. Okay, there we go. So maintain my inspire courage then. Okay, so full attacks at +4 then. Oh, so which will be at +2 because I'm going to rapid shot then. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Don't appear to be. Okay, merciful still disabled, so let's let this go. Yeah, I don't have anything else going off, so that's my first one, which includes my many shot if that hit.
47 hits.
Okay, so here comes my many shot. This one's just for damage. Okay, so next is my rapid shot.
Daka. That's your turn. I love those. I love archers. It gets silly with how many attacks I get.
And here come all of my iteratives.
Mm-hmm. "36 confirms.
Oh, and remember that I do have clustered shots if she has any DR.
Right, so that means the DR is only counted once for all of the hits?
Once for all my damage, yep.
Okay.
Assuming her DR even counts against like holy weapons and all that.
Her only available DR is penetrated by Holy.
Yeah, I thought so.
Not a problem then. Oh yeah, I forgot she's getting holy damage too.
Yeah,
All right, so that flurry all flies through, and this time, instead of just an arrow in the shoulder, she catches it all over her back.
Painful.
That's on the level of the kind of damage I used to do with a fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's a full round instead of a standard, but still, I can do that all day.
Yep.
Pew, 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 pew.
So let's see. I already maintained. You know, I should get Arcane Strike or something, so I have something to use my Swift for when I'm not singing.
Mm-hmm.
I could 5-foot step, but what's the point? Yeah, that's my turn.
And Mesua.
Beat it to death with your tail.
Yeah, she's gonna get it now. I'm going to full attack. First, I'm gonna get my healing in. Oh, I don't have any damage, so yay. Okay, so full attack. Everything's at +4. Let me just see if she has anything. I always forget about her feats. Let me just take a quick look.
Mm-hmm.
She has power attack? That's news to me. Why haven't I been using it?
Because she has a hard enough time hitting?
She used to. She doesn't always.
Fair enough.
She has a higher BAB than most of the people in this party do.
And
her
also,
BAB?
the succubus may seem to have a higher CR than she actually does.
Okay. I need to bring up power attack since it's not built into my weapon macro.
No, it's really easy to add. One sec.
Okay, thanks. I didn't... See, that's what I get for not reading things properly, because I didn't know she even had that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so full attacks then. Did you add it already?
I did. You'll have to click off the token and then select it again before it'll show up.
Okie doke. There we go, thank you. So yeah, we're gonna use power attack then. Temporary to hit mods 4, temporary damage mods 4. Let's do this. Does she get any? Yeah. I'm gonna take -2 on all my attacks so I can do the tail slap too.
Okay.
Actually, nah, the bull rushing wouldn't help. Just I'm not going to do that. Attack's coming.
Slap her against Varg for no particular reason.
Okay, 29. 31 actually misses. Oof. Dual
Whoa.
20s hits, though.
Nice.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Crit confirmed natural 20. Oh, the gods want this one dead.
Okay, that first blow readies her up. She steps aside she steps aside the second one and prepares to cackle in derision. And then Amesua catches her right in the face with the spear, taking her from +54 to -67. And she dissolves in a burst of white flame.
Emma's totes badass.
The flame wall disappears, but that font that she was in is still there. So Varg, you're gonna want to get off of that as soon as I disable initiative.
Yeah, I'm gonna. And I'm off it.
Hello, Varg Cube.
Sorry, Aquariel. I know you wanted to hit it.
I did want to hit it. You may take that as you will.
I'm just going to be completely mature over here.
Who wouldn't want to hit that?
I'm just not even involved with this conversation. I'm just gonna look at the blue fire and see what it does.
Yes, could you shrink a bit so I can get by and look at that?
It melts the red ice, silly.
Oh, at that point, the Varg ball cube compresses itself over here. It's very creepy to watch and probably disturbing on many levels.
It's crawling over me.
Shut up.
You have been enveloped by a gelatinous Varg.
Wow, that's actually very frightening.
Okay, so at the back of the room, now you can get a good look at it. There is there's no more flame dancing on top of it, but it's basically like a big glass bowl oil brazier that seems to be filled with very cold water. The air above it is distorted as though there were heat rising from it, but it is frigidly cold in this room, and this font seems to be the source of all of that cold.
Loot it.
Yeah, the question is, am I going to get any bad things happening to me as I get closer to this?
Yep.
Start-
Oh, by the way, the bowl.
I was on
Normally
top
they're
of it.
normally like bowls like this, the glass bowl is held in a iron frame with 3 or 4 legs. This is just being supported by the bowl is just sitting amongst the rocks that come out of the wall behind it.
If you're curious, Nagashi, I stopped raging and regeneration will bring me up to full, so unless something happens in the last, minute or so, I'd get to full.
Nothing's gonna happen unless you make it happen.
Yeah, well, I'll keep track of time for the sake of, but I kind of doubt it's going to happen, so...
Alright, just going to approach this slowly so I don't suddenly get frozen over.
Mm-hmm.
I got touched by the flame, I'm fine.
Oh yeah, except for that big frostbitten patch on the bottom of your chin.
That's
And to be
fine,
completely
it's-
honest, you're
It's
Varg.
healing. Yeah, this is true. But I am Varg.
I was Varg once.
Coriel, it is uncomfortably cold this close, but you could withstand it for a few minutes.
Right, how big is this bowl?
About 2 foot in diameter, and it's a semicircular bowl.
Can it be picked up with a mage hand?
Let's make it into a bong. A bong.
No, there's about like
Why is that where the first place your
assuming
mind goes?
assuming that's water. There's at least 30 liters in here. That'd be 70 or 80 pounds.
Hmm.
If I remember right, Mage Hand only does 5 pounds.
I believe so.
Just knock the bowl over.
I don't think I want to knock it over, but I will try
Loot
and
the
just pick
bowl,
it
you
up.
big sissy.
He's trying
Oh.
to.
He's failing to.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. I can carry that much.
Watch it turn
Okay.
out to be filled with a water elemental.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Cold
You
mercury
bend
elemental.
down and grab the rim of the bowl to pick it up.
With one hand. I'm going to touch it with one hand first.
Okay. You touch it with one hand to get a grip on it, and it is fiercely cold, but it kind of moves about, so it feels like it's not fixed into the stone below. But do take yourself 20 cold damage, just as a
Lovely.
matter of point.
Maybe Emma should do this.
Yes,
Probably.
that's what I was seeing. Hey Emma, could you come over here?
Yeah, your hand is almost frozen in a claw.
Ow.
You should use that.
Uh,
Aim for the
Em-
neck.
Emma sheathes her spear and picks up the bowl.
It is heavy, and the liquid inside sloshes about slower, more thickly than you'd expect for water. But she picks it up.
It's filled with a water elemental, isn't it? Let's
Well,
try to
ask
drag
it.
it out of the room. Hello, water. Are you a water elemental?
Yeah, seriously, last time we didn't ask, you drank a fucking water dragon, so ask first.
I'm not sure I want to hear this story.
I was thirsty. It was delicious.
It was hell! You stuck your face in water in hell! What was wrong with you?
It wasn't hell, it was the demi-plane of acid.
Equivalent to hell!
Acid hell.
Mesua picks up the bowl. It is heavy but manageable.
She. Yeah. Well, why don't we have her ask the bowl if it's a water elemental, and then she'll try to leave the room with it if it doesn't answer.
See, this is progress.
The bowl fails to respond to her. You can hear stones around you crackling as the cold coming off of that brazier is as you bring it out into the otherwise underground warm basement.
I have a feeling that bringing it into the room with the liquid in it, where it would freeze, might be a bad idea.
Probably. I suggest we take it upstairs and see if the woman upstairs is any worth in it. We're not dragging this around the whole place.
Oh, we should just put it in the wine room to chill the wine.
You mean freeze the wine into solid chunks of ice?
It's
To be fair,
alcohol.
you could eat them at once that way.
Eating wine. Varg thinks on that.
Also, are you planning on staying at Crocodile for a long time?
I don't know. Is 10 hours a long time?
I'm just gonna move on.
You kill my concubine, and I get stuck with this. Thanks a lot.
Just come on. Let's see if the woman upstairs is any use for that thing.
I don't think our manservant's going to respond very well to a crocodile coming up the stairs.
Fine, you go first.
Cubadile.
Honestly, actually, this area is big enough for him to fit, but barely, so it's just like a big crocodile just kind of arguing his way through.
But sure, I'll go upstairs and check
Alright,
around for the
gargantuan, and
manservant.
This is gargantuan as the size, so and I'm gargantuan long, not tall, so I'm just kind of going around.
Yep. You are vertically squished a little. You reach the top of the stair, and the door is closed.
I'll knock and see if there's anybody actually nearby before opening it.
You hear people moving about in the hallway outside, but no one responds to your knock.
Alright, let's open the door.
You open the door, and you had a brief impression for a moment of two or three maids just like a few feet away in the hallway. But as soon as you really recognize them as being, figures dressed as maids, they disappear in a puff of shadows.
I really need to ask about that. What was the manservant's name again?
The manservant's name was Reginald.
Reginald. Quick glance down the hallway. If there's nobody in sight, I will go back the way we came from originally.
No one in sight. You do notice that at the end of every hallway and the entrances to about half of the rooms, there's a small bell outside each room.
Well, that works. Let's ring the first bell we see.
You ring the nearest bell, and you hear behind you. Could I help you with anything, sir? Reginald seems to have come out of nowhere.
That is some convenient magic. I'm assuming it's magic. Yes, we found a brazier down in the basement. It's freezing cold to the point where touching it will physically hurt you. Do you want to keep that?
Freezing cold brazier. Oh, was it at the south end of the cellar?
Assuming
Yes.
that this map is oriented that way, yes.
Ah, yes, we would appreciate it if you left that there. It is, in fact, keeping the refrigeration in the kitchens.
God damn it! This is the second weird, creepy monster thing that someone uses for refrigeration.
That,
Don't think I've forgotten that weird undead creature you threw at us, Tagashi. I haven't forgotten that. They bitched about our Worgen being used to like keep the place cool or some bloody nonsense. You don't just
No.
do that. It's asking for it to bust through one day and eat
No,
you.
last time it was a warg that was being used for refrigeration. This time it's the brazier. Somebody just moved into it.
It's still a similar theme. I haven't forgotten.
Alright,
The crocodile never forgets.
we'll make sure it stays there then. Were you aware that there was an ice succubus sort of being living in it?
Yes, I'm afraid that the cold does attract a certain unsavory element.
Well, we don't have to worry about that one anymore.
Oh, ask him about the books.
As well, I suppose. Do you want us to just destroy the giant pile of books that seems to not be able to be destroyed?
I'm afraid I don't know about any books.
I guess we'll just try and clean them out then, however we can. It is what you want us to do, isn't it?
Yes. If I shall ask the lady about it, but as I understood it, she just thinks that there's too many things that are dangerous for children down there. If there are books down there, they're probably not safe for children to stumble across, and you know, children, who knows what kinds of forbidden lore they might get their hands on.
Yes, considering we found at least one locked spellbook, I'd agree with you on that. In any
Will there
case,
be anything else, sir?
no, that's all for now. I'll head back down and help them.
Oh,
We could
good, your
always just build a big
companions
safe
are
around
still
them.
with us. Very good, sir.
Yes, everyone is still alive and well downstairs.
Excellent. I don't suppose you could see your way to bringing up 2 bottles of the Evelier 1927, could you? That is by the Dwarven calendar, of course.
I will have to ask if any of my companions downstairs will actually be able to recognize that. I am not much of a wine person.
Excellent. That saves me putting on the suit of armor and going into the basement myself.
Of course, it will also require that. Remember the name of it. In any case, back downstairs we go.
Reginald again closes the door behind you, but you don't hear any bolts slam home.
Varg is more or less half curled up on his back, just sort of napping.
We could just put a stone wall in front of the books so they can't get to them.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time, Varg.
So we have books and alchemy to worry about. Guess where I'm going.
Yes, the messenger needs to put the brazier back where it was.
Why?
It's refrigerating their kitchen.
Doing what with the kitchen?
Keeping it cold.
Why?
Because there are things that need to be kept cold in the kitchen.
That's dumb. Go put it back.
Why they're using a magical fire ice device to keep their kitchen cold is beyond me.
I'm sorry, disappearing orchard keepers and maids who disappear at the first sight, and you're worried about the bowl of unfire in the basement.
Oh, I'm fine with the disappearing maids and orchard keepers. That's just some cool bits of magic. You don't need human carekeepers. But when you have a device that will attract ice succubus,
Yeah,
and
seriously.
you're using it to cool your kitchen,
Not as weird as the warg.
Oh, by the way, let me check something here. Which one of these containers of dust has the most in it still?
Just a moment.
You know, if it's just about keeping people out of the books, I can just cast a stone wall at the entrance and hide the fact that there is there's a room there.
Bollocks to that.
That is a thing to do. Although I'd love to find a way to just take...
Varg starts shoving books aside, looking for what's under them.
Decent idea. While you're in there, could you just grab a red book or something?
Red book or what?
Anything, as long as it's red.
Alright, fair enough. I pick a red book up and pass it to him, and so make sure keeping everyone has their eyes on it, of course.
Pass it to Alia, and Alia takes it to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, back to shuffling through the books to see what's underneath them all.
Okay.
So working under the assumption that there is more than one use of the red powder left.
The green, the green sphere has the most powder left in it. The red and black about equal, and the blue the least.
Okay, let's go take a pinch of the red and put it into the jar.
That bottle that was
more or
on the
less a
table.
bottle.
I could not remember the word bottle all of a sudden.
No.
Okay.
When Varg was last fooling around with it, he put some of all four into it, and it just turned into a thick brown sludge. Do you want to pour that out first?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you pour that out, just for reference?
Let's just go pour it out in the other side of the room from where it looks like the water is originally going.
So, like, over here or something?
Yes.
Okay. It splots to the floor and just sits there looking horrible.
Is it bad that I'm tempted to disintegrate that?
No, just
Varg made it, so... No.
It smells like something that Varg would have eaten 3 days ago.
I'm going to examine the sludge.
I think it was in the crap sludge that Varg put together on a whim.
Yeah,
There was
I'm
no
fine with
logic
that.
when he made it.
Once the bottle's full enough, I'll put the red powder in.
Okay. You put a you twist the spigot, and it dispenses a small, like about a teaspoon of the red powder, and the water inside does change. Pardon me, does change color a little.
Just sort of tinged red?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a red book. I'm just going to drop a... I just didn't realize. Drop a drop of water onto the red book.
Okay.
Does it do anything besides getting wet?
Let's see here. It gets wet, and make me a perception, please.
Okey-dokey.
It gets wet, and you at first think nothing of it, but then you turn it over in your hand and just move your hand up and down a bit with the book in it. Do you realize that the book is lighter than it used to be?
Fly with it.
Alia, could you go back into the book room and see if there are any books that are colors that are not red, black, blue, or green?
Sure thing.
Meanwhile, Varg is shoveling through every single book in the entire thing, trying to find the bottom.
Hey,
Varg.
Varg, get out of my way.
Varg shovels through the pile, tossing books over his shoulder, shoving them to either side, and the pile doesn't seem to be getting much smaller, and as Alia comes in, she notices there are no books behind him.
Varg is stupid. He's stubborn like that.
Well, maybe that now that Ollie is there and can see the books, he moves aside.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm
Dr.
making progress
Varg-
finally.
Keep throwing books behind you. I'm just going to check out their colors as he does that.
Starts chucking books behind him in an ass.
The books
Oh, the
covers
title of a book.
the books covers come in every color, and even a bunch of them are just unbound manuscripts. So they come in whatever color the paper is.
Too much to hope for on that.
Do I find the bottom?
You do not yet find the bottom. In
I
fact,
keep going.
even at your end, you're beginning to realize that you're not making any downward progress. It's like the pile rises to meet you as you go.
Maybe we should check underneath this chamber.
Let's start digging.
Earth glide.
There's that.
Okay, hold on. I pick up this statue in my jaws.
It is not a statue. It is just a suit of armor on a thin wooden armature underneath. It collapses and clatters all across the floor as you try to pick it up.
I pick up the piece that I currently have in my mouth. I'm assuming the breastplate.
You pick up a half breastplate, like the front half of a breastplate.
I ask for around the breastplate for Leah to budge. Budge more. Squeeze faster. And I use the breastplate to start beating on the pile for no particular reason. I'm just kind of angry.
So, Varg is using a breastplate as sort of the opposite of a shovel, packing the earth down instead of picking the earth up.
Fucking stupid books.
I'm going to get myself a teaspoon of the black powder and examine it closely. With whatever
Okay.
knowledge checks are relevant.
Make me a knowledge alchemy.
Sure. And I still have 2 jacks of all trades going, so I will use one of them. I get a 42 automatically.
Okay. Well, you know that it's actually really, really hard to identify a region once it's been reduced to such a pure form. It's not like you're trying to identify a particular sprig of a plant and look at it, you know what kind of plant it came from. This is like the ground down, refined, purified powder of something. And without any labels on anything, that makes it really hard to tell what it is without experimentation. Nevertheless, you're like, just from the texture of this, you know that it's not usually used for anything. It's not usually used for anything poisonous. Like it doesn't match up with any ingredients you can think of that are black that would be used in a poison or anything. It's more like a potion regent.
Well, wait a minute. If all we're supposed to be doing is clearing this place out so it's safe for kids, why bother trying to solve the puzzle? Why don't we just put all of it in separate bags and take it with us?
Because money. Also, how we need to get the books out. I mean, I guess by looking at the books as we're carrying them, theoretically.
We didn't agree to puzzles. We agreed to clean the place up.
True.
Yeah, just want our kids exposed to the dark magic and spell books and such.
Yeah, so why don't we just get 4 separate bags, put powder in them, take the thing with us, patch up the ceiling, and we're done with this room.
I do have a 4-bag of holding.
That'll do. They don't mix them, otherwise you might cause explosion. Like a literal explosion. Or at least more sludge.
But I'm curious about one thing, so I'm going to grab the bottle that has the teaspoon of red powder in it.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna take it over to the book room. Hello, Varg, you done beating the books?
Never, but I'll stop for now. Also, I'm not leaving without my booze.
Oh, right. Reginald, manservant up there, he wants 2 bottles of something.
And he can wrestle me for him.
I don't think any would willingly wrestle you, Varg.
And that's why I get to keep them all. Yes, I do.
Unless you can find a way to carry them all at once. I'm not sure you can really keep them all.
You underestimate me. Shifting back to his less than massive self.
I'm just going to pour the contents of the bottle, not all of it, but more than a drop, just on the pile of books.
Oh, okay. You pour about half the remainder onto the pile of books. Some of them get dampened. Some of them start some of the paper starts turning red as it soaks up the tint.
I'm going to open the book that I poured it on originally. The one that got lighter.
Mm-hmm. It still has the same stuff inside as before. It's just lighter.
Put it on the floor, close your eyes, and see if it's still there when you open.
That's a good idea. I will do that.
You place it on the floor, close your eyes, count to Nulf, look down, and there's no book on the floor.
Bastards. Varg is meanwhile taking as many bottles as he can, moving over here and putting them in a neat little pile, then going to get more until he has all the bottles.
It's possible the red stuff used for a levitate potion or something. Then, if it just makes things lighter.
Possible.
Yeah,
Also,
Varg, you notice you're not making any progress. You've taken like 30 bottles by now, and every time you pull a bottle off the shelf, another slides forward from behind the shelves in order to take its place.
Varg's going to keep going until he's got around 60, at which point he's going to declare he owns that particular plot of land and dig it out. And take it with him. Somehow.
I'm going to
Oh, but
He's
when
not
I
entirely
wanted to
sure.
take a room with me, it was all screw you.
You can still take the room with you.
I want it now.
Varg gives Icoriel a very pointed look.
I'm just going to look around the wine room really quick for anything labeled what Reginald said.
Why?
The Alveri 1927.
Very 1927, okay.
Why are you taking my booze?
There doesn't seem to be an end to it, Varg.
It's still my booze.
You look around the shelves and you discover that they are all, of course, sorted alphabetically after having been transliterated into either the Elven or Assyriani alphabet.
Well, are any of the ones in Elven, which is the only thing I can read out of that, what I'm looking for?
Yes. You find the Alveri 1927 on the shelves. It is a rounded bottle with a very tall, thin neck, and the liquid inside seems to be a very pale amber.
Why are you looking at my booze?
Because the manservant upstairs wants some, and frankly, anything that makes them like us more in this house might get us paid more.
Varg thinks on that for a moment. I guess there's enough for him. Okay.
Just grabbing 2 bottles of that, and into the handy haversack they go.
Okay.
Help me carry more of this booze out.
Okay, well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna take out my good old empty flask,
Mm-hmm.
fill it with some of the water dripping down, and I'm gonna start experimenting. I'm gonna fill it. I'm gonna get a single turn of the red liquid.
You
mix it
still
in-
have some of the black powder.
Oh, I still have that. Okay, I'm going to mix that in with the water I just collected and take a sip and see if anything happens. I'm counting on you to save me if I die, Emma.
Okay, just the black?
Just the black right now, yeah.
Okay. You take a small swig, and slowly your vision goes a little foggy and then goes all monochrome before coming clear again. You can't distinguish color anywhere around you.
I
Well,
think you
someone
gave me
turn
dark
out the
vision.
lights. Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that this potion gave me dark vision.
It would be
Varg passing
plausible.
by with more booze. Pauses. What about dark vision?
I'm going to extinguish all the light sources on me and see if I can still see.
Varg politely shuts the door to help you.
Thank you, Varg.
Mm-hmm.
You extinguish all light sources, and you can still see perfectly, just monochrome.
Yep. Okay, I'm letting everything go back to its normal state. And I'm going to go inform Coriel as to what I believe is going on. Hey, Coriel, where'd you get to?
I'm over here.
Varg is
Okay,
bringing
so
out more booze.
I was just, I just was experimenting with the 4 glass bottles, and they appear to be filled with dehydrated potions. You mix them with water and drink them, and you get the effects.
Oceans?
Yeah, the black one just gave me dark vision, which I hope goes away because I sort of like color.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
you get used to it. So the
Varg
red
takes his
could be a
booze-filled
feathered
wineskin,
fall.
empties it into his mouth, takes a pinch of the red, and puts that in his now water-filled wineskin after, filling it back up from the...
From the drip.
Drippy,
Yeah,
drippy.
he's basically doing what she did, but with the red, because now he's curious.
Okay, you take a twist of the red.
Put it in the water-filled wineskin, or water-filled wineskin now, and take a swig of that.
Alrighty.
Nom nom nom. Tastes like red.
Pink's the flavor.
It's quite diluted in your wineskin, but it tastes like plain water.
Did you trick me because of a reason, or just because you don't want me taking up a...
Just because I don't want you taking up half the map wherever you move about.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, that was boring. Let's try the green next.
Is there only one use
You
left
walk-
of the green?
You walk across the room and trip and hit your head on the ceiling.
How?
So you trip, drift a couple inches upwards, hit your head on the ceiling.
Ow. I appear to be flying.
You're not flying, but it seems like you're quite light.
So I'm gonna
Varg?
try pinch of green and do the same thing.
Isn't that
They're
the
having
last
fun.
pinch of green?
No. The green had the most in it
Oh, it was blue.
Blue
then,
has
at least.
when you
Okay.
last surveyed.
All right.
Since I'm only taking pinches to add to my drink before taking this up.
Mm-hmm.
So green this time, same thing.
You take a deep swig of water with the green powder added to you, and your skin starts turning slightly transparent. Your clothing and bones remain opaque, though.
This is fun. What's next?
Emesua makes a noise of disgust and calls the others. Varg's up to no good.
He's going for the blue now. This is fun.
This is a decent way to experiment, since even if one of them is poisonous, Varg should be able to take it.
Logic. So yeah, Varg's trying the blue one next. He is being careful not to take over much, just a pinch like usual.
Okay, so you're lighter than normal, you're slightly transparent. You twist the spigot for the blue, and only about a half measure comes out. You think it's empty.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna mix it with the water and cheers.
Your skin, which, by the way, it's a little difficult to make out now that it's transparent, begins growing thick calluses all over your body, starting with the arms.
Well, that makes it
Neat.
seem fairly clear then. Featherfall or some sort of other lightning spell that I'm not familiar with,
The blue one would have been something that gives you natural armor.
like bark skin.
Black being some sort of dark vision, and green having something to do with either invisibility or etherealness.
While I'm here, I'm going to take a quick
Science.
look through Varg's skin to see if his bones look strange.
Well,
It-
so
His bone structure is quite good for a lizard man. Also, Alia, color is beginning to return to your world.
yay. So I'm going to state what I did before. Let's just grab what's left, put it in separate bags, and take it with us.
I have a thought really quick. Heading over to the book room.
We can
Okay,
mix it
okay.
into full potions later.
Mm. We can still use the blue one, even though it's theoretically empty, because there might be dustings inside, like a layer.
Well, we have to empty them through the spigots unless you want to bash open the bulbs.
I have no trouble bashing open the bulbs.
So I'm in the book room. I'm going
But
to open
such
up.
fine glasswork.
Going to open up my bag of holding and retrieve one of my latest purchases, the Mirror of Mental Prowess.
Alrighty.
It is a 5 foot tall by 2
Yes.
foot wide mirror. Yeah, okay.
You withdraw the full length body mirror.
And I'm going to use its ability to look at places with clairvoyance to let's just look at the grounds outside. I don't know, around the front gate to this place, I suppose.
You quest about a minute, and eventually you find the front gate.
Now I'm going to use it as a portal to there, and I'm going to throw a book through.
Okay. You toss a book through the mirror, and it plops onto the dirt path leading from the road going past the orchards.
Now I'm presuming that is where I'm looking at. It is technically outside of the estate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the usual thing with these books, let's look away for a moment.
You turn away.
And turn back.
You
After
turn back,
5 seconds.
looking through your mirror, and the road is completely devoid of books.
So it doesn't matter if they're on the property or not. Okay. Let's put the mirror back then. Doesn't have any purpose for this.
You stuff the mirror back into your purse-sized bag.
Can anyone cast permanency? Because I can just put a prismatic wall in front of the books so no one can ever get into them.
That might be a little dangerous for children.
Oops, I've touched it. I've been dashed to the plane of, fucking fire.
Oh, that's after they get rid of the flame wall on the exterior face.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Don't touch the fire, kids. Oops, he did. 96 points of damage. Well, he's dead.
So I have no problems with the idea of putting a stone wall up to just block this off. We would have to make it fairly thick, though, so it doesn't ever get broken down by anything.
Well, you've only got the one doorway to block off.
I declare myself king of the pile.
Varg sits down on the pile.
Yeah, you think they'd be happy with just blocking it off?
I pull a book out of the pile, thinking very clearly of that I want a book on cooking, and see what I get.
You grab from under your bottom a rotten old sandalwood-bound book.
Hey, I'll put it. Is it about cooking?
It is... It is a tradesman's manual on painting murals.
This has nothing to do with cooking. I hurl it and try and grab another one.
Get off the pile, Varg.
I'm king of the pile. What's this
You
one
grab
about?
grab a gray velvet-covered book.
I open it.
It is... It's all text, and it's in common, but it's a lot for you to read. Do you want to keep on reading?
Oh yeah, read this. I hurled it in her general direction. I huck the weird book in her general direction, demanding she reads it as I fetch another one.
Wait, I'm just checking something.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah, Varg, do either of you have any dispel magics?
Not today.
Well, not anymore today.
I'm gonna have to recall mine then. Because we have not tried that in here.
This is true.
Sorry, what are we trying?
Dispel
Well,
magic. Do you have
I want you to
any?
read this book, but yeah, he's trying to. He's trying.
Okay, I heard none of that.
Varg wants you to read this gray velvet-covered book that he's just tossed to you, and Ian's wondering if Alia has any dispel magic.
Let me see if I bothered to learn it. Oh yeah, I have greater dispel.
Might as well try it in this room then.
Oh, and normal dispel. You want me to try it out?
Maybe it'll make them stop disappearing.
Okay, Varg, get out of here unless you want your items dispelled.
I get up.
I suppose I should cast it on the area then.
Probably. What is the greatest area it can affect?
Let's see here.
20-foot radius.
Alrighty. Area dispel. Go ahead and burn the slot and roll the check.
That's just caster level, right?
Check. Yes, I believe so. Yes, just caster level.
Okay, I have greater dispel as a level 5 spell.
There is a brief burst of pale sparks as you hurl the magic into the room, but nothing seems to visibly change within.
Quick detect magic.
Yeah, we're throw detect magic back up.
There's still the sparkles in the air in this room. There is some sort of teleportation effect still in play here.
Either the check failed for the spell, or there's something we're missing.
I'm gonna go stick my head in this thing.
Varg, you attempt to enter, but you start being pushed back by that wall of force.
Do you have permanency? We can just put a persistent image in front of it.
No permanency here, I'm afraid. Can't actually learn it.
Let's try this entrance.
Persistent image can't be made permanent anyway. I'm just screwing around.
Well, wall of stone lasts forever, right?
Yeah, we can just block it off, and with my knowledge of engineering, I should be able to make a nice flush wall out here that blends in pretty okay, unless you're a dwarf. You just want to block off the room and pretend it doesn't exist, we can do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking make a stone wall that tries to fill up the entire room.
Why the fuck can't I get in this stupid son of a thing?
Pretty sure stone wall has to actually be a wall. let's look up the parameters of the spell.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's see. You merge rock into adjoining rock surfaces. It's 1 inch thick per 4 caster levels and composed of
Screw it, I'm getting more
1.5
booze.
foot square per level.
Varg, you have a pile like
It's
2
not big
foot
enough.
tall and 6 feet wide over here.
I want to be like a dragon with a horde here. I want a pile that makes people fucking blush.
I still don't know how you're going to carry all of that.
Same way I got it here.
Now,
In his arms, one load
instead
at a
of
time.
filling the whole room, why don't we just cast it to fill up the hallway leading into the room?
I just worry about it being destroyed, but alright.
If they're clever enough to blow up a wall to get these books,
Yeah,
they
it's
deserve
their
the
own
books.
problem. It's
They
their own
deserve the
problem.
book.
Yes, if the children have explosives, they're welcome to the books.
Seriously. Besides,
Okay,
don't they have like unrestricted access to booze anyway? I think we have that problem to think about. I'm trying to help the children here by taking all their booze. It's my booze.
Okay, let's see. 1 thick each. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, you can cast it in any shape you want. So, how many actual cubic inches of stone wall can I make? Let's see. So, I get 4 inches per caster level of thickness.
Varg, I really think that our employers might raise some objections to you scampering off with this much of their booze.
They can go ahead and object. So if they try to stop me, that becomes a problem. Besides, it appears to be infinite. What do they care?
We are in a home that's, they use succubus attractors as a cooling method.
That just makes them stupid, doesn't make them powerful.
They also have magical caretakers.
That also makes them stupid and not powerful.
I do wonder what would happen if all of those magical caretakers were to jump on someone at once.
Well, they'd either do nothing or I'd fly away. Depends. You're a mage, aren't you? You know the kind of level of power it would take to just be able to make them solid enough to damage something. Never mind, like, what's it called? Unseen servant or something?
Along those lines, yes. I also know the amount of power it'd take for someone to live as long as it seems this woman has.
And she's lived long enough to know to share booze.
Well, long enough when you're not an elf, anyway.
Okay. Sorry. Just running through my math here. So at 4 inches, I can do. At 4 inches per 4 caster levels, I can do 4 inches of thickness. But I get 19 5-foot squares, so that should be. So that would make a wall that's 4 inches thick, 5 feet wide, and 5 feet high.
Oh, Varg, was there any place you're planning on taking this booze
So that should be
to, or just carrying it all?
60
Yeah.
by 60 by 4.
Thinking about calling in the airship or teleporting via plants with it all. Depends, really. Why?
Okay,
Did you want some?
No, I do a mirror that you can use to just take it directly to whatever you can think of.
Divide
Not really.
that by 12.
Alright, well, that'd shorten my trip. Can I borrow?
Okay, so unless I've failed maths forever, I can fill a total of 1,200 square feet with stone wall.
That ought to be
1,200 cubic feet with stone wall. So yes, blocking in this hallway shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to blow my casting of Wall of Stone, which is a level 6 spell, I believe.
I'm gonna head over to Varg's booze pile and pull out my mirror. Where
no,
is
Wall of
this
Stone's
file?
level 5, so I'm gonna cast.
Well, I'll keep fetching more booze as you basically plonk it into your mirror and send it to Varg's chosen destination, which is apparently just outside of some fucking mansion in the middle of the woods.
Well, no, you can envision anywhere that
And
you
I'm
can
going
see
to-
with the clairvoyance spell.
Okay,
You can
yeah.
see the
And
mansion
I'm-
with clairvoyance, can't you?
And
Oh.
that wall of stone can fill this doorway passage and the first 8 feet of the room.
We'll do that then. Also, I'm going to combine that with a profession engineer check to try to make the part of the part right in the door blend in with the wall as much as possible.
That will actually require that will require a separate spell to make any sort of detailed features. So stone shape plus a craft check.
I can't cast stone shape.
I believe Varg can offer that kind of assistance.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the craft check to pull it off.
Do what now?
Yeah, stone shape is a personal no, it's touch. Well, if you can hit him, if someone can hit him with Owl's Wisdom or something.
Maybe.
Owl's
I-
Wisdom.
check
already have an
I
amazing
could just
wisdom
get out my
score.
engineering tools and do it the old-fashioned way.
What are
You
you two
could.
going on about?
Yeah, sure. We're gonna be down here for a few hours. I guess that's what Aaliyah's spending her time doing. So
I have expedient excavation if you want to just dig.
I don't want to dig. I want to shape the stone. I just put this wall here. Why would I want to dig it out?
Question what you do anymore. I just let you do it and clean up the explosions.
Actually, she who stalks comes over and offers to help. She has some experience with this sort of thing.
Okay, sure. We'll have her. We want to have that match it as much as possible. So I will give her directions, and that actually lets me use knowledge engineering instead of profession.
Okay, Varg, stand in front of the mirror and think of wherever you want your booze to be.
Oh wait, no.
Okay, I stand in front of the
commanding a
mirror and I
worker
think of
still
where I want the
profession.
booze to be, which is very specifically in just outside my mansion.
Yeah, sorry. Commanding a worker still profession engineer.
Assuming that the just outside of his mansion is not protected against
then-
clairvoyance, you should be able to see it.
Okay. After she's done with
Not
that,
to my
I'm
awareness. I think the mansion itself might be, but not just outside of it.
Hmm.
I honestly don't know.
Stone shape is a yeah, it's an instantaneous. It's not like it lasts long enough for her to try again.
Well, assuming Varg can
Actually, she doesn't need to make any check at all to make something that looks roughly like it. So the craft can just go into increasing the DC of recognizing that wall isn't how it should be.
also, once it's done, I'm going to do my own knowledge to see where it doesn't fit seamlessly and touch it up myself the old-fashioned way. Should have
Okay.
some.
Well, assuming Varg can see where he wants his booze to be, you can now walk through it.
Take out my good old trowel.
I put my arm through it. Huh. Well, I start putting booze through it. En masse.
Though I do wonder if anyone's just going to come take that booze, you're leaving it outside of a mansion.
I doubt the animals want my booze.
So
And the ability of hunting animals that taste like booze sounds very, very enjoyable.
where, Varg, were you picturing putting your booze?
Just outside my estate that I own, that is mine. Because I have the staff.
Yes, the Aurelian estate mansion.
Not in it, just outside, you know.
Yep.
Well, he could try in it first.
Yeah, it's
To
called by a
see if
status
it's-
spell.
Ah,
It's literally kept safe by a status spell of rather impressive power.
yeah, clairvoyance will not get through that.
Yeah, I know.
Stasis. Yep. Okay, so Ali is working on tidying up that wall and making it look.
Also, once this booze pile's gone, we're going inside of the actual chamber full of booze, and I'm gonna start shoveling and not stop until someone makes me. You can leave
You
the mirror
can-
with Varg if you
You
want.
can carry the mirror.
Okay, the mirror. So Varg begins shoveling booze. He has no problem arriving home to the world's biggest pile of booze because that sounds unfortunately fun to him.
Meanwhile, we need to make this room safe.
I suppose we should move these pedestals so that it's
Don't worry,
not
guys,
give
I'm
away
making
there was
this.
a wall there.
Don't worry, guys. I'm making this room perfectly safe for children by removing all the booze.
I wonder if that will run out at some point.
I'm gonna find out.
Are these pedestals part of the floor?
Those pedestals are just stone pedestals sitting on the floor.
Yeah, I'm sure they're heavy. I'm gonna
Here, I'll try and move one.
get Emma's help, and we're gonna move the 2 pillars that are by this, by where that door used to be, down into this room.
What are each of yours lift carry? Or actually, no, what is each of yours drag limit?
My drag is 2,000,
4,000.
and Emma's is 10,400.
Sheesh.
And are you really gonna ask what Varg's is?
No, I'm
Varg's
not.
is the world.
I just forgot that Alia had a strength of 20 these days. Yeah, you guys can. It takes it takes work, but it does.
Though,
It goes.
I'm surprised you
pretty
guys
quickly.
aren't demanding Varg just to move everything. It's unusual.
I do wonder why we don't just leave this one here. So there's, still a suit of armor in every corner, as it was.
Yeah, let's leave that one. In fact, let's move the other suits of armor so that there's one in each corner. Do we have another 2 out here?
Yep, you do. Both over there for some reason.
Well, I'm assuming. Can Amesua handle that without my help? I need to find a way to make this room.
Yeah, she should be able to. So yeah, I'm
moving-
gonna have.
Yeah, you have to move the suits piecemeal because they're actually just empty suits of armor on a stand inside.
Right.
So you have to disassemble the suit, disassemble the stand, move it, reassemble it all.
Yeah, that seems like it's in Emma's wheelhouse. That's what she's doing for the next little bit, I guess.
Okay.
As Varg pours booze into the portal leading to his house. Priorities.
Now, we
Okay.
could try and do the same thing with this room if we have any of those spells left, but
I could wall of stone up the whole basement if you really wanted me to, but
You would cut off access to the booze. How dare you?
oh, by the way, Varg, if they notice that any of their booze is missing, I'm blaming you.
I'll take credit.
All right.
maybe I
It's
should
kinda
fill
funny
up
if
the
every
middle,
time-
too.
It'd be kind of
Also-
funny if every time I took one of these boozes, it cost them like 2 gold. Gives me to no end.
Varg,
Mm.
so you did take a drink of that brandy that you got off that shelf originally, yes?
Yep, like a swig.
You're shoveling books through, and by the way, your skin has turned opaque again, and those calluses have worn off while you weren't paying too much attention because you were busy
Alright.
shoveling booze.
Yep.
And you notice that your skin is now orange.
Well, that's a development. Moving on.
Someone's been eating too many carrots.
Someone
Funny.
drank too many potions.
Somebody doesn't care. That's this guy.
Oh, how many hours have we
Um,
been down here since the last time I went upstairs?
It's probably been close to an hour since you last went upstairs.
I'm just gonna go do that then. I still have those bottles of wine in my haversack.
You know,
Sure.
there's that middle part's dangerous too. Maybe I should fill that in.
You just want to fill in the basement.
You reach the top of the stairs, and the door is closed.
Open the door.
You hear a sort of muffled thwump behind you, and when you turn to look, you see that there's a pile of sheets that is just sitting on the floor, and no one's in sight.
They really don't like to be seen. All right,
Creepers.
so look for the bell again, assuming it's in the same place.
You ring the bell, and after a moment, you hear Reginald's voice behind you. Yes, sir, can I help you?
Got your wine. Just pull that out from the haversack.
Ah, much obliged. Thank you. Are you making any progress downstairs?
Yes, we've blocked off one of the rooms entirely that we could not solve. There is some strange magic down there.
As I understand, yes.
Also, Varg is stealing all your booze. Cough.
I'm not going to mention that bit.
Alright, fair enough. You have some loyalty to Varg, I appreciate that.
Well, like I don't want to be associated with someone who's stealing that much booze.
You can always ask them what they want us to do about the booze if they want us to do anything about it. Because if they don't want us to do anything about the booze, we're done.
And two questions. One, the servants, they are magical, aren't they?
Oh, you mean the housemaids?
Yes.
Not as far as I'm aware.
They seem to disappear the moment I see them.
Well, yes, we try to, you know, servants are better heard and not seen.
Very old-fashioned of you. Not that I have a problem with it.
The lady likes to keep an old-fashioned house.
Traditions can be good. And when I was getting that wine, it seems to refill itself. Does that ever run out?
It has not during my stay here. I assume the lady keeps a healthy stock ordered from the vineyards.
Interesting. In any case, that should be all. I'm not entirely sure how much longer we'll be down there. There's a room that has water dripping from the ceiling. Does that have anything to do with the other rooms, like the brazier had to do with the kitchen?
Oh, the old lab. No. I'm afraid. I'm afraid Milady gave up on trying to wring any real profits out of that chamber. But there's, I'm sure if you simply, you know, make sure that there's nothing dangerous left that children could get into. I'm sure that's enough.
Well, we can always plug up the drip, and it's basically an empty room after that.
I'm sure the lady would know better, but she is busy at the moment. Oh, and by the way, if yourselves would like to join the serving staff for dinner, that the offer is open.
Dinner.
If you would, I have enough here for the cooking sherry. But if you would like to join us, be sure to bring up a bottle each for yourselves when you do.
I'm sure there won't be
just-
any objections to that.
Just be sure to stay away from the Siriani stock and anything dated before 731 by the Dwarven calendar. I'm afraid those have gone off a little.
I see. Do you want we should do anything if we notice them down there?
Just leave them there, I'm afraid.
Alright. Well, when would dinner be?
It will be, and he looks down the hall towards the main hallway. You can't see what he seems to be looking at, but after a moment he turns back. It will be at sunset, which looks like it should be in about 2 hours. The lady likes to take her dinner late, so the serving staff makes sure to be properly fed before the kitchen staff wakes up.
I see. In that case, we may very well be done before then.
Very good.
I will speak to you again soon, most likely.
He nods and turns and walks away, and you're once again treated to the view.
Back to the basement. Just going to do my best to ignore that.
Way to go, Kif.
Hey, Varg, where are you?
Take a wild guess.
I'm assuming you don't care, but just so you know, any of the wine that's the oldest of that bunch has apparently gone a bit off.
Far blinks, probably still orange in color, and wonders why you haven't questioned that yet, and assumes you've gone colorblind.
Well, he hasn't come see you yet.
I
I'm just
also
sort of
do
yelling.
have dark vision, so technically,
Fair
Well,
enough.
if there's light, you can see in color. It's just if there isn't, you can't.
Bark sort of shrugs. Well, I don't much care. I mean, the worst they've done is turn me orange. I've survived worse.
I'm sorry, what? You're orange?
Apparently.
I thought lizard folk were colorblind. News to me.
And so
thought
you
humanoids were
are
smart.
orange.
Yes, he is bright orange as an orange.
Right, detect magic, and I'm examining this thing.
You have
I'm
fun
as
with
red
that.
as
I'm gonna
a
keep
rat.
moving to the
Varg or the
hole.
room?
Varg.
I constitute a thing.
Varg is covered in all of the auras you expect to be on him, what with all of his gear.
Alright. Then I'm just going to examine his skin the, well, non-magical way, I suppose.
It looks, on closer inspection, it looks like the rind of an orange, not like pebbly lizardman scales.
I'm gonna crawl back into the middle of the space and ponder what to do about it.
Okay.
Don't forget to press that button again.
No, it's still keyed for her.
Ah.
Also, Alia, do you bring any light in there with you? Last time, remember, it was quite shadowy in there because your light source was Emma at the time.
Yeah, Sappy's a light source.
Okay.
And so is,
this-
and my tattoo makes me a light source too.
Yes. You look up at the ceiling this time, just looking around in this room, and you notice that the ceiling is also a big black glass plate, like the hand plate out here. And in one of the corners of this plate, there is a small painting of someone kneeling.
I suppose I will kneel like the person in the painting.
You kneel down, and something heavy hits you from behind.
Ow.
There was no sound or there was no sound or anything right before you were hit.
Well, that explains the blood stains. I'm going to face towards this statue and then kneel again like an idiot.
Wait.
This time you see out of the corner of your eye some movement right before something heavy hits you on the back.
Ow, son of a bitch.
I feel like karma has finally come to me. This is where smacking Varg about the head.
Oh, I have an idea.
What corner of the plate is the person kneeling in?
In the southeast.
Okay, I'm going to face that statue and kneel.
You face that statue, you kneel down, and you see the statue move, and it seems to lift its mace over its head and then bring it down heavily on your upper back.
I
Stop
guarantee
kneeling.
you that is a punishment chamber for unruly slaves or servants.
I don't know. I just want to try one more thing.
How about
I'm
you
going-
stop?
I'm going to
Varg
face the
brings
one
blue,
direction I
sits
haven't
down.
faced yet and kneel.
Passes some of the booster. Corio just says, "Enjoy the fucking show, man. Get used to it."
You kneel down, and this time you're listening for it, so you hear the very soft whisper of air as the statue behind you the statue behind you lifts its mace, brings it down heavily on your back, and although it hurts, you feel like you took that blow much you feel like you took that much better than the last few hits. Emma is standing at one of the entryways, looking quite concerned, but...
MS, were you aware that Alia is a masochist?
Not to date.
I am perfectly aware she's a masochist. She got tortured to death, and her only response to that was, "Hey, could you come get my gear back?" Yeah, I'm pretty sure she. Yeah.
While this is going on, I'm going to perform my own potentially stupid act and
That's
poke
funny. That
Varg's
didn't hurt as
now
much that
orange
time.
rind skin.
Brad, could you repeat that?
That's funny. That didn't hurt as much that time.
My skin is orange. Should I eat it off?
Something tells me that wouldn't go very well for you.
Okay, I'm gonna crawl out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out my sealing wax and one of my pieces of paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out my, I'm going to pull out one of my pieces of charcoal and write a sign that in big letters says, "Punishment Chamber, keep out." Then I'm going to use my sealing wax to seal it to the plaque.
Okay.
Job done. I will actually make a separate paper that says it in smaller letters in all the other languages I speak.
I'm not entirely sure that may work for curious children.
Varg licks his orange skin. Does he taste like oranges?
It does taste sort of citrusy sweet, yes?
Does it feel like an orange rind?
It does.
I'm an orange.
Apparently so, Varg. Congratulations on discovering a new potion side effect.
Sweet. Literally.
We'll call this blood drinker syndrome.
Fair enough. That is my name. Alright.
Congratulations,
You get
have a
that
thing named
one.
after you.
I'll take it. Even if it's not exactly what I imagine something called blood drinkers would be called. Wouldn't that be vampirism? Or whatever.
Do you want to be associated with vampires?
Yeah, I've heard of worse associations.
True.
Dumb question. Do we want to try and dispel whatever the hell this is, or do we not care?
Could certainly
orange
try, but it didn't
Alright,
work in
hold
the
on.
book room.
Give me a sec.
What are we pointing at?
Varg takes off his magical gear and comes back. Okay. Dispel the whatever.
You don't like being orange, huh?
I don't see a point in being orange, and I don't see a point in not being orange. I just don't want magic that isn't mine fucking with whatever it is I do. I do a lot of transformations.
Cheesy.
Yes, thank you. I'm referencing more the fact I do a lot of transformations, and I don't want to risk turning into something that might turn me into an orange. Like, you know what I mean?
And you suddenly lose what's left of your mind as you become an orange.
That's an interesting way to die.
Well, does all you have any dispel magic left, or should I just recall
I
mine?
can throw another greater to spell on him.
Then I'm
Okey
getting
doke.
away from that so you don't burn all of my stuff up.
Actually, since you don't get a bonus for greater, I'll just throw a normal dispel on him.
Okie dokie.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to detect magic, and I'm going to examine him. Now that
I
he
have
doesn't-
taken
now
off
that
my
he's not
stuff.
wearing anything,
I'm wearing a loincloth, but, you know.
I'd certainly hope so.
because this may be a
Not that
this
it makes
may
a
be
difference. I'm a lizard man.
Yeah, this may be a thing you need break dispel curse for. So let's take a look at it.
Okay. There does seem to be some sort of magical aura still on him, but it's fairly well weak or masked. So it was really difficult to see under everything else that he was wearing, glowing like the sun. Also, Alia, you feel much healthier than normal.
I feel much what?
Alia feels much healthier than normal.
After she's been beaten over the back with a mace a few times.
Well, I did just get a heal spell, so I'd hope I feel better.
Heh.
Yeah, let's just pop a normal dispel on it, see what happens. A targeted dispel on Varg then.
Okay, regular dispel. There we go. Make your check.
Pretty darn good roll.
Yeah,
Mhm.
almost max.
All right. Varg's skin sort of ripples softly, and then begins the orange of his skin begins peeling off. And after
Ba-doom boom.
after a minute and some rubbing, his normal lizard man skin is still underneath, looking a little raw, like a scab fell off of a fresh wound just a few hours ago, but still, normal-ish.
Thanks. Gives her a hug.
You're welcome. Put me down, please.
Put you
One
down.
naked Varg hug.
And then he goes back to put his stuff back on.
I'm just going to add this to the list of strange things I'll probably never think of again.
Good for you. And what did you say the booze I'm not supposed to drink was? Just old booze?
The oldest stuff and
Uh,
the one in the
Which
language is not
reminds me.
Elven, which I can't actually understand. So
I quickly pile in as much booze as I can do in the next 2 seconds into the mirror, then grab the mirror and then a handful of booze and run out to join my friends.
Okay.
How do you like that? My solution to one of the problems was just putting up a sign that says to not use it.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure that's going to work with curious children.
Yeah, no, it'll look to the opposite. Here's your mirror back.
It says what it is.
Here, I'm going to open up my bag of holding and stuff the mirror and the big. What are these? Are they the big bowls or the closed top?
They're sealed glass spheres with a small neck capped with a spigot at the bottom of them, sitting in simple tin legs.
Okay, I will take them, assuming they are not attached to the table,
They are not.
and I will place them into my bag of holding, even the empty one.
Yep, they're about a cubic foot each.
That should be fine. I don't have much in there besides those in the mirror.
Yeah, they should fit in your bag of holding, no problem.
I guess I'll take the bottle too. I don't think I actually have an empty bottle right now, so that's always useful.
One empty, wide-necked bottle.
I'm going.
Approximately 2 pints capacity.
Okay, I'm going to use another casting of Wall of Stone in order to patch the leak in the roof.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Oh, Varg, everybody actually, we've had an offer to come to dinner.
Oh, alright, sure. Let me go get more booze.
Yeah, they said to bring a bottle.
Yeah, there we go.
Bar comes out with as many balls as he can carry and passes one to each of you if you want it.
They said for each of us to have one, so I'll take one.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Was one the limit, or can I take
I
more?
close this door.
He's not specified.
He said a bottle each.
Okay, a bottle each, he said.
Fine, I'll take one bottle this time.
It's not like you don't have
One of the
enough
younger
already.
ones, not the old stuff. Varg is now annoying the older bottles. They're trying not to grab them anyway. He probably fails, but you know.
Varg, I'm not 100% sure that you're capable of recognizing the difference between Elven and Assyriani.
Numbers, right? I thought numbers were relatively the same.
No.
Who here can read this crap? Come on.
Well, I can read the Elven.
That'll work.
I dare you to go to dare you to go to Central China and find someone who can read Roman numerals.
I don't think I could go to like Texas and find someone who could read Roman numerals.
Can you read Mayan numerals?
Nope.
I should still
There
be
you
able
go.
to. I should still be able to recognize one. I should still be able to recognize 1 and 20, but I'm not sure I can get the rest.
Okay, I'm just going to close the door to the cold room and leave another sign saying that it's the room that freezes the freezers and you should probably keep out, and another one that says the same thing in all the other languages I speak again.
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
gonna take a while.
Mayan is a base 20 system where each numeral is the face of a different god.
Hey, Leah.
If you thought Chinese was hard to memorize,
Oh god, yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, and the Mayans were actually really advanced mathematically. They did really complex equations with that number system.
That must be a pain in the ass. Leah, could you go read the booze and go get the ones that aren't like old and funky?
Ones aren't a Siriani, he said.
Sure.
Just ones closest to our own date will do.
I wonder if they have any Hlosterin ice wine.
well, you could search for it. Everything is labeled in either Elven or Assyriani, and it has all been labeled by years in the Dwarven calendar.
Odd little collection of languages there.
Okay, so we're avoiding the Assyriani. What kinds did he want again?
Just a bottle of whatever, as long as it's not a Siriani.
Okay. I grab 4 random bottles, and then I'm going to look to see if they have any wine from my country. If they do, I'm grabbing that.
Let's see here. Make me a knowledge nobility to recall the name of some famous Hlosterin vineyards.
Wayne Gretzky Estates.
While she's doing that, I'm going to go into the old bedroom and just look around it really quick.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch of smashed glass and water on the floor near the bed from where the cabinet used to be, but it turned out the cabinet was illusory. But the rest of the room is blank of anything notable.
I know Alia took the sheets and such. Is the bed frame still here? Or no,
The
wait.
frame and the mattress is still there, yes.
Steal that too.
It won't
None.
fit out the door.
I could try and stuff it into the bag of holding, but I'm not entirely sure I need a bed frame and mattress.
Alia, you do find some. You do find a pair of Hlosterin vintages. One of the vintages is labeled in Assyriani, and the other one is labeled in Elven.
I will take the Elven one.
Okay. It is... It is...
Santana Champ.
There you go.
Well, don't forget to get something for the rest of us too.
Sounds good to me. Let's go to dinner.
Oh yes, she grabbed Elven script bottles with no particular regard for origin.
This bed frame, is it more than 5 feet wide?
It is indeed... Let's see here. It is indeed 7 foot wide.
Darn, can't fit it through the mirror then. I was thinking of just dropping into the ocean. We could leave a bed frame. That's not really dangerous to kids. I'm sure there's plenty of beds in the mansion.
You should probably clean up the broken glass.
Yes. Prestidigitation do that? Or doing something more?
It'll clean the water off the floor.
But there is glass. Oh, are we going to block off the refrigeration room or just leave it? Because apparently it hurts you to touch that brazier, so you probably...
I
If a
closed
child
it
is
and left
stupid-
aside.
If a child is stupid enough to ignore the sign, go inside and stick his face in it, he deserves frostbite. And or instant death, depending on level of stupid.
You guys do know that she's talking about some number of 2-year-olds.
We might need to block that one off with rock, but we'll see.
Well,
Might
they
just
need to
wanna
be able
lock
to
it.
get in. They need to be able to get in there in case something goes wrong with the brazier.
Let's put a sign that says dentist on it. They'll avoid it like the plague.
They're not going to be 2-year-olds forever.
Yeah.
You heard me. The word dentist. I'd avoid that like the plague. Mad
What's a
dentist,
dentist?
beware.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Well, in
question.
our
What is a
culture-
dentist?
In our culture, a dentist is someone who punches your teeth out when they start to hurt.
Varg, you're licensed.
Theoretical license, yes.
In our culture, we just do that with a rock.
We just use our fists. Rocks tend to get stuck between the gums.
So we need a way for them to still be able to get in case something goes wrong in that room, since they're apparently needing
A
it.
lock with a key will do it. Just ask
Can
them
you
for a
cast
lock.
permanent image?
Just ask them for a lock and have a key in case they need it. It's not they need to be in every day. It's like, hey, lock that door with a lock and get a key and just keep the key.
That
Yeah,
would do
sounds
it.
fair enough. Okay, let's go tell them we're done and tell them what we did.
I just want to get rid of this glass. Anyone have a trash can?
Do you think I should fill in the? Do you think I should just fill in the middle part?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a little too complex for kids to figure out until they're old enough to like actually be a problem. So
Back
I
in
don't know.
just a second.
ask their opinion on that. And the glass can go outside, like outside this. Just give it to like some servant or something. They'll, like eat it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be right back too. I'm just gonna grab something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got gauntleted hands. I can just pick up the glass. Doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm back.
I wonder what they'll serve for dinner.
It's a very good question.
Fruit, maybe.
He did say it was the servants' dinner, and they seem to vanish when we see them. He didn't say they were magical, though.
I hope they serve some delicious fried crocodile.
But I like crocodile. It's kind of salty though.
I'm back.
I'm just going to assume it doesn't hurt me in any way to pick up broken glass in my gauntleted hands.
No, but it's difficult to get all the pieces.
That's what
This-
Mage Hand is for.
Mm.
Oh, I'll clean it up. Prestidigitation.
That'll
does not
get
affect-
all the that'll get the water, but the glass has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
We smash the glass into fine powder, and then we can just make it disappear.
Does that technically work?
Yeah, once you get it down to the grain of dust, more or less, yeah.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if you smash it into a fine powder, it's now considered dirt that can be cleaned up with prestidigitation.
Smash, smash, smash.
You spend several minutes dancing on the glass.
This does mean having to touch the ground for my overland flight spell, unfortunately.
You are wearing metal shoes, though, right?
Yes.
Good, good.
Imagine not wearing metal shoes would come to bite me in the ass at some point.
Mm.
Oh, you have hovered too close to a lake of lava. Your foot is now on fire inside of your cloth boots.
Your foot is now boiled away to the bone inside your metal ones.
Well,
That's not going to
yes.
save you.
Another news, don't float too close to fire. Or lava. Or anything else of that nature.
Mm-hmm. So,
There's no convection in this world.
Are we gonna go get food, or are you guys just gonna stand around pointing at glass?
They're
He did say it
cleaning.
was in a few hours, but we can go. We're basically
Food
done
now.
here.
Yeah, we should be done. Let's go.
We do have to ask them for a lock still.
Yeah, we do. Well, we just tell them to put a lock on it. We don't have to do anything. I think they have the good sense to come downstairs, put a lock on the door. Yeah, I guess we exit, and Varg has no idea how to locate whoever it is, but Coriel does, so.
Let's go ring the bell.
Dr. Bombay.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
You ring the bell. After a moment, pardon me. Reginald comes out of a side room. Good to see you all in good health.
Yes, assuming that you will at some point in the future need to access the room refrigerating your kitchen, we will need a lock to put on it.
I can certainly have someone install one, so long as it's safe for a civilian contractor.
Yep.
The room itself, yes. You probably should not touch the brazier.
I have women tell me that all the time.
You can just buy
You have, sir, have deeply amused me in a way that I cannot even begin to describe. Shut the hell up and just freaking pay us.
That's a bit rude, Varg.
I had to sit on the brazier.
I don't see how that would have been recommended, sir.
There was a succumbus in it. Long story.
Varg basically sat on her.
And she was in the brazier.
I see. Well, I shall certainly leave details like that to professionals such as yourself. The other rooms are all tidied up and sealed away as need be?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Except for the booze room. For obvious reasons.
And this one I know, I'm sure of it. The training room, that is also made safe once more?
It's about as safe
what
as it's
that
going to
was?
get.
A training room? I assumed punishment.
Oh, certainly not. No. That's simply a room for training up one's endurance.
Well,
We put a keep out sign on it.
well, yes, let's keep out the sign on it, but more importantly, it's currently keyed to Alia, assuming that it only lets one person in at a time.
Plus, you need to actually know how to key it, and trying to get in through brute force will never work.
And of course, the keep out sign is on top of the device used to key it. It's rather, you sealed it on there, didn't you?
Yes, I sealed it on there with sealing wax.
Well, I'll keep it for a while. Just find a more permanent solution to that. Maybe put a little code disc over it. It says something along the lines of press enter to enter and just nonsense.
Well, I suppose with the other chambers safe now, like nothing wandering around down there, it should be safe enough to have someone decommission that room for us. It seems perfectly reasonable. Oh, and the wine cellar is still accessible, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, good. Very well. Yes. Let me show you to a commons room where you can bide the time until supper. He looks up and down the hallway, thinking to himself, and then finally settles. This way. In the west hall there should be an unused room.
I'm gonna
Alrighty.
roll sense motive.
Go ahead.
Not bad.
I'm going to detect evil.
There is nothing evil about him, and he seems to be just genuinely confused about where things are. He's just trying to figure out where's a good place that you guys can stay for the meantime.
Reginald, you said that the wine had not run out since your time here. How long have you been here?
Oh, let's see here. I've been in her ladyship's service for 5 years now.
I expected longer.
I don't look that old, do I?
No, you simply seem to have an air of authority about the place.
You don't look a day over 90. Woo!
No, I simply that having an air of authority and command over the waitstaff is part of the job. So,
What staff?
Well, they're around. They just, well, as he told me,
well, there's the maids, there's the cleaning staff, there is the house staff, there is the library staff, there is the cook staff.
And you're in charge of all that, wearing that.
The lady does require a certain uniform of the senior staff, yes.
And you somehow get things done through around them laughing at you.
somehow I doubt they'll laugh.
I'd laugh.
Reginald stares deadpan at you for a few moments.
Varg stares back. He doesn't need to blink.
Sir, very good joke, sir. This way, this room right here will suffice. He opens the room and looks like a smoking room. There's some bookshelves about, but it's mostly very comfortable furniture, deep chairs, and a very wide window looking out over the orchard on the side of the building opposite where the main entrance was.
Varg looks at the man. What's for dinner?
I am not sure of the what is on the menu, but I will certainly let you know as soon as it is ready.
What do you usually eat here? What do you grow?
Well, I'm afraid you'll be dining with the other chamber staff and myself. So nothing too grand like the lady requests, but her cook staff does not wake up until, though not for another couple hours yet.
But what do you grow?
The orchard grows a great many fruits. We grow oranges, apples. There's a few patches of watermelon in the back acre. Let's see here, cherries. Last year we also did a small plot of plums, although that didn't work out quite so well. Just some simple tree rot.
Nectarines?
No meat, then. Pity.
Well, you don't grow
Bananas?
meat in an
we do not
orchard.
we
You
do not
farm it.
grow meat on trees, sir. We order that from the city.
You're telling me you don't have a delicious steak tree out there? What's wrong with you people?
Seriously. You ever had a steak tree? Fucking delicious.
We normally make steaks from trees, but that is not what that means.
You got the joke.
You're telling me we have a civilization on the moon, but we can't make some trees that grow steak?
Ignore her, she's crazy. Yes, we'll take this room until dinner time.
Very good, sir.
I like eat the bed, sit down, wish I could drink this booze, but set it aside for dinner, and just wait, I guess.
Yes, there are several comfortable chairs and a large fainting couch.
I'll take the couch.
I'm going to take a look at the bottle of wine that Alia received for me. Just, she did say she grabbed them at random, and I forgot to mention that to check the ages, besides it not being a Siriani.
The bottle that Alia claimed for that Alia grabbed that you've claimed for yourself is labeled in Elven, in the Elven script, and it is dated in the early 1200s by the Dwarven calendar.
Is anyone here familiar with the Dwarven calendar?
Not a clue. I assume dwarves count to around 13 like everyone else.
Wow, Varg, you're familiar with the concept of 13?
Yeah, I discovered that after I figured out there's a number after 12. Can you believe it?
Now, what
I'm
would you
just
do
shocked.
if I told you there's a number after 13?
I'd assume you're either crazy or making up a number.
There's even a number after that number.
Yeah, you guys are just fucking with me now.
Well, as much fun as it would be to blow Varg's mind, I guess no one here knows the Dwarven calendar.
Alia has a passing familiarity with it. She can convert between the dates, but she doesn't. Last time we checked, she did not have an encyclopedic knowledge of Dwarven history.
I think it'd be most useful to know what date it is now in the Dwarven calendar.
It is currently, let's see here. Let's see here. It is 536 EI. That would place it in the early 1300s by the Dwarven calendar.
Okay, so mine should be fine. Since you said 1200s earlier, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And you did that vintage you grabbed for him earlier. Too. Like by that date counting. He wanted
Well,
things after the 790s.
Well, that's good. So we're here until dinner time.
Mm-hmm. It's a comfortable room, and the window looks south into the orchards. The shadows grow long, and you can hear people moving about in the halls outside, but no one comes into your room.
Varg naps because he has little else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to meet the other staff besides Reginald.
I bet they're all vampires.
Varg is apparently sleep-talking.
By nap, Varg mostly just kind of lays there silently. He can't honestly go to sleep that often. Otherwise, he'd be asleep 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
To him,
Lizard
napping is
Man,
equivalent
yeah.
to him. Napping is equivalent to sunbathing.
Yep. Varg, don't forget the new moon rises tonight.
Ah, crap. Yeah, I'll get that done in the orchard or something next Friday, I'm sure.
I'll assume that's a druid thing I have no knowledge of.
Yep. I don't even say anything. That's just me and Tagashi having a talk.
Yeah, I don't know anything about druids in or out of character.
Nope.
Alrighty. The sun sets. I'll let you respond to that.
Lols.
Varg is really steadfastly ignoring that, but is deeply amused that she's now doing that with him rather than trying to do various similar things to Varg. Varg enjoys his newfound freedom by getting up once the sun is set and to check and see whether or not they're calling for dinner yet.
After the sun has been down for a little while, you hear the movement outside in the hall just gradually quiets down. Fewer people moving about, and then the door opens unannounced, and Reginald comes in. Ah, good. Dinner, such as it is, will be served. Just follow me.
Okay, I'll follow him, but I'll keep my eyes on the back of his head and nowhere else.
Fortunately, everyone else's view is blocked by Varg.
Yes, thank you, Varg.
You're welcome. I suffer for your sake. Praise me.
Reginald leads you down the hallway into and turns a corner, leads you into a hall that its door is kind of half hidden under a stairway. Like the knob is not hidden at all, but the door itself is made to look exactly like the wood paneling on either side. So it's clearly an entrance to a servants section of the building. He leads you down a short hallway that is much more plainly furnished, and then into a fairly large kitchen, where in the middle of it there's a table that has had a number of stools set up around it, and there seems to be a meager in quality but not in quantity feast on the table. There's a great many different kinds. There's a great many different breads. There's various fruits. There's several steaks and a bushel of well, not bushel, a large bowl filled with well cooked fillets of various fish.
Varg feels at home, finds a seat closer to the meat, and is prepared to dig in unless someone stops him.
Yeah, before Varg sits down, I want to take a look at these stools really quick.
Hmm?
Are these sturdy stools? Can they support Varg?
Probably not.
They will support Varg at his current height.
Okay.
I have two
If he-
settings, medium and large. Large setting would crush them, medium setting lets me sit. I'll take the medium setting.
Yes. He gestures you to have a seat and starts bringing some wine glasses from a shelf and arranges them on the table in front of y'all. And please, feel free to fill your own glasses. I'm just going to find where the other staff are.
Varg takes his bottle out, smashes the top of it, and just starts swigging.
I see nothing suspicious about this. I will fill my glass and start drinking.
Varg just takes from the bottle and eats his meal, which consists of everything within arm's reach that is not green.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you fellows are aware, but tomorrow's my birthday. I hope you guys got me something nice.
I got you another year of life. Happy birthday.
That depends entirely on your definition of nice.
February 18th is Aaliyah's birthday.
Mm-hmm. Reginald disappears out a door and eventually comes back, and he's followed by 4 other human men dressed identically and
God damn
also completely shaved. No eyebrows, no eyelashes, not even the hairs on the backs of their knuckles or their hands.
Varg glances over and goes, "Did you guys run into a fire?"
Is there any
They
way to
all
tell them
Krillin?
apart?
Yes, they all look different. It's just that they're all shaved and they're all dressed the same.
Which is why Varg asked if they tried to put out a fire with their bodies, and, well,
All bald men look the same to you, don't they?
close to the same, yes. All humans look the same, to be honest.
I can share that sentiment.
Racist.
They all sit down on one side of the table and quietly talk among each other and occasionally try to raise small figments of small talk with you guys, but they're clearly intimidated and quite worried about this group of people.
One of which is eating all the food.
Reginald is more amiable and tries to keep you guys involved in conversation.
What if they notice that Varg is holding a mostly broken bottle and is just taking shots from it without even really
Oh
caring?
God, no.
He did smash the top off it and just starts swigging, and he don't care.
Yes, the broken glass is delicious.
Tastes like glass.
Just going to pour my wine, drink it, and eat in about as civilized a manner as I can.
While sitting next to Varg.
Yes, I'm trying to offset this a bit.
Oh, Alia, is the
Steak grabs, shrub her mouth.
Is the Hellseven Pride, is that the one you picked out for yourself, or did you just grab it in addition?
That was for me.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
That's when it turns me into a stewing goat.
Nothing quite so bad, actually. Alia, you notice that your skin is taking on a somewhat bluish black hue.
Cool. Oh, let's let this run its course. I like it.
All right.
Anyone here want to... I got a story about this one time we found a mansion in the woods. Anyone want to hear about that?
Oh yeah, that was when Cliff was with us still.
That was funny. I live in that place now, but I don't touch that particular door.
What
Yeah,
are
so
we
we found
talking
this...
about?
Well, we found this particular mansion in the woods, and, well, do as you do. There was a hole to another dimension with a horrible demon inside. We killed that and sealed the hole. I'm not sure if that hole's gotten any bigger. I should probably check that next time I go back. But anyway, there was a fellow with us with a smart mouth, and he touched the door and exploded. We put his jar in it. I still have that jar, actually. It's back at home. I don't know what to do with that jar anymore.
No, I wasn't talking about that idiot. I was talking about Cliff.
The one that was found underneath it? No. That we had to dig him out?
No, the paladin I came down into this area with.
Hmm. I don't remember that too good. I remember there was a guy we found underneath it, and there was the guy who touched the door and turned to a pile of ash. We still have that jar. Other than that...
Oh, sure, you know Cliff. He was with me and Julius when we stormed the Gug's place.
No, that was Aaliyah. Who the hell is
I'm
Cliff?
Aaliyah.
No, not Aaliyah. God damn it, what was her name? Nemithra, there it is.
Who?
Nemithra. Saved our lives multiple times. Oh god damn it, it's that wish again.
No,
I thought we had to talk about this. No, Cliff is your imagination, okay? You made a wish and you fucked up your own head.
As far as I know, you're both talking crazy.
I'm less crazy than she is, and you have to admit to that one.
That can be very easily debated.
No, it can't, and you haven't been here long enough. You really haven't.
Cliff's
Varg,
real and I
eating
can
a
prove
god.
it. I'll send him a set.
He was quite
That's
delicious.
sending later.
Okay, no, he wasn't. I lie. He was absolutely foul-tasting. Do not chew on them.
It is at this point that your meal and bickering is interrupted by a very loud and brassy gong sounding somewhere in the building, and the rest of the other servants who are with you suddenly flinch and grab a last bite each and retreat out of the room, except for Reginald.
What was
I
that
guess our
about?
act wasn't entertaining.
I'll assume that's the mark for servants to get back to work.
That or someone's kicked down the door.
I am afraid not, sir. That tells us that the cooking staff is now awake.
Okay, and?
We shall have to take our meal elsewhere.
Why?
Because they're cooking in the kitchen, of course.
I'm guessing the cooking staff is a single mature red dragon.
Or something.
Something tells me the cooking staff will not be pleased if we hold them up.
Whatever. I'm gonna take the biggest steaks and meats I can find, pile them onto my shoulders, and just, haul as much food as I can out of there.
Reginald tries to usher you guys back to that room where he left you before supper.
Varg grunts. We need to meet with the lady. I want my pay before we do anything further.
Oh, yes, I understand that, sir, and you'll be able to meet with her as soon as she's finished her dinner.
Well, where's she eating? I'll join her.
Didn't you just eat, Varg?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna eat some more.
I am afraid that the lady was busy before suppers, why you could not see her earlier, and I had to keep you here until she was ready to see you, and now it is dinner time. She will not be able to see you until after.
Yes, we are. Hello, testing.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so Varg was saying that is there any particular reason why he can't go join her with dinner? He's okay with
Yes.
second dinner.
I am afraid the lady was busy before suppers, why you could not see her then, and
That
now
has nothing to do with now.
now she will be at dinner, and I am afraid
I will
that
go
she
join
will
her.
not be taking visitors until afterwards.
What, is she not in the mood for talking over food?
Varg,
Yes, Yes.
Nah.
She is not in the mood for talking over supper.
She probably gets the good food too. Well, this is really good food. Don't get me wrong. Just I'm talking like 3-layer steaks with extra sauce.
I'm going to prove that to Varg that Cliff is real by sending him ascending. This should go well.
I'm just gonna motion to Reginald that we can wait here, and he can go do whatever it needs to be doing.
I'll wait outside her door or whatever until she freaking is ready to talk. I hate waiting.
Assuming that Reginald leaves to go do whatever he does, I have something to say to Varg, but if he hasn't left yet, I have not.
He'll lead you back to that room and just wants to just waits until he's sure that you'll actually stay.
He does. Mark tries to ignore Elias' declaration of deliciousness because you know what? He's not going there.
And Alia, you do begin slowly bleeding out of that bite you have taken from your arm.
Oh well.
You know, I will say this, Varg, you at least not bite your orange skin.
I'm not that dumb. Told you, she's crazy. I'm not.
I'm delicious. You want a bite?
No.
Don't tempt me.
In any case, Varg, we should
I'm
probably
gonna
just
keep
listen
picking
to
at
what they say in here, as much as I dislike being told what to do. Because like I said down there, the more we listen, the more we most likely get paid.
Exactly. That's why I'm being patient for now. She comes to us with like a figure like 20 gold for what we did. I'm hurling her out a window.
50 silver.
Out the window.
I would help you in that case.
Out the window. House is mine.
So left alone in the room, you hear no activity out in the halls for for the first 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Has Aaliyah
Varg
taken any more
clicks.
bites out of herself while this is going on?
That is entirely up to her.
Well, at 40 minutes, Varg clicks his, mouth, gets up, and is like, well, I'm done waiting. I'm going to go drag her out of bed or whatever the hell she's doing.
I very much doubt she's eating dinner in bed.
Well, she's old, so I don't know. Regardless, I leave the room.
I eat dinner in bed.
Boy.
Varg, you step out into the hall, and the hallway seems empty.
Don't care. Gonna march myself to where we first met her.
I'm following Varg.
Alia, you are alone in the smoking room.
I should
Pardon,
have
no,
Emma too.
you're here with Amesu and she who stalks. Pardon, I keep forgetting. They look nervous and look over at you.
Want to play a board game? I pull out my board game.
She who stalks looks like she considers it. Harumps and then takes off out the door after Varg.
She's gonna soon learn that trying to babysit Varg is
Well,
futile at best.
The nice lady who owns this house told me to stay put, so I'm going to. Let's play a game.
You have fun. I'm gonna go abuse the nice lady. For making me fucking wait.
Varg, Corporeal, she who stalks. You're out in the hallway. The hallway reaches pretty much the entire length of the building from east to west, passing through the main entry room, hall at the center.
Go to the main entry hall, work my way towards either the kitchen and or the place we originally met her.
I'm just gonna follow Varg, not helping him get anywhere, but I'm not gonna try and stop him either, because that's a little impossible.
It kind of is.
Varg, to find your way through the halls to the study again, I require an int check.
Oops. That's a 12.
Of course it is. You make your way down the hall. Pause a second. Hold out your claws to make an L with one and not an L with the other, and turn towards not an L. And you enter the second door on your right and find yourself in a 4-story tall library, which is currently empty.
Oh, you found it. How about that?
I look around a moment, see if she's anywhere in here, give a short shout.
You call out. You don't see anyone moving, and you don't hear anything moving about.
Damn it. Alright, now I guess I start meandering the hall, looking for the freaking kitchen. And, well, where the dining room, I guess you'd call it.
Okay.
The big one that she probably eats in.
You wander back out into the hall. From the study, the main hall, from the study, do you go east or west?
East.
You go further east. You pass the door into the cellar.
I keep going.
You're traveling east down the hallway, and there's doors on left and right, none of them very well marked.
I start opening doors, putting my head in, seeing if it's the freaking dining hall, then closing them if it's not.
You seem to be passing by a great many bedrooms and a great many guest rooms, and even at one point you open the door and see a great dining hall.
There we go. I enter. Is anyone in?
There is no one in sight.
That's odd.
That is odd, unless there's more than one dining hall.
Possible, but why? It says it's big, but it's not that big. And I shut the door and keep looking.
You continue heading east down the hallway, and you're beginning to get the impression that you've been walking quite a while.
I don't like this.
Neither do I. What can I do to help out with this now? Because I will actually help with this now.
I have a land, but no one would like it.
You don't know until you try.
I found a shortcut.
Varg
through your
gives you a
head maze.
look, like just the short, sort of surprised, sort of I'm going to teach you a lesson by what that means look, and promptly bashes his way through a wall. Like the goddamn Kool-Aid man.
Strength check.
No, you're not playing Grovar right now.
This has gone up a lot. Hold on. I didn't roll so good.
Yeah,
You
Skullhat used to play a character in the Pathfinder Society they used to run that would piss off the GMs by just bashing through all the walls instead of going through the way you're supposed to.
Yep.
That's a way
That
to
was
avoid
fun.
traps.
Hey, it worked.
You steel yourself, brace, aim at the wall, and thud into the hardwood paneling.
Again.
This time you actually brace with both your feet, charge forward, smash through the wall, and find yourself in a black space.
Can I back out and look at it?
You don't back out. You are in a black space. It is black on all sides of you. There is nothing to be seen.
Like, go in reverse.
You backpedal and your feet touch nothing.
Scratch the top of my
What
head.
does it look like
I think
to
I broke
me?
the universe.
Way to get swallowed by a Star Trek anomaly.
Acorial. Varg smashed through the wall, and by the time you leaned forward to see where he had gone, you could see no sign of him, because it is a complete blackness, just inches behind the wooden paneling of the wall.
I'll assume it's blackness up and down and left and right and everywhere.
You crane all the way around, and it is just pitch black, as if looking into a huge, lightless cave.
Right, I'm going to cast True Seeing.
You see a black void.
Going to look around at the rest of this hallway.
The hallway looks perfectly mundane.
That's just odd. Okay, how do we get Varg out of the void of nothing?
Throw him a rope?
Into what could possibly be an endless void.
Yep. Hopefully you have an endless rope.
I don't believe I do.
Well,
Note
theoretically,
to
even
self,
if
invent
it's
the
endless,
endless rope.
even if it's endless, I'm not at the other end of the endlessness. I'm at the start of the endlessness, if that makes any damn sense.
Mm,
How much would an endless rope cost? I assume
More
that's a
than you
magic
have.
item of some sort.
More than you have. Dude, whatever you do is whatever you do. Inside, Varg is just sort of looking around curiously, trying to, like, figure out how this makes sense.
Yep. Varg, you cannot even see yourself when you look down at yourself.
Varg imagines a big pile of gold. And try and wills that to existence for a second.
You keep yourself warm with the mental image of a big pile of gold.
Aw, doesn't it? I was hoping I was, like, in the existence between existences and could just create my own plane, but I guess I can't.
is there any kind of rubble from the destroyed wall around?
It seems to have seems to almost all have fallen into the blackness with Varg. There's a few splinters and such on the floor of the hallway.
Well, I'm going to grab the biggest splinter I can and throw it into the void.
And this is why you shouldn't just go blindly breaking down walls.
Yeah, it seems to have gone worse for Varg than for me.
That'll happen occasionally.
You toss it forward, and it seems to go a few feet into the blackness in front of you before disappearing, just sort of fading away as though it disappeared into black fog, or as though there's no light on it anymore.
I know the only possible solution. You have to cast magic missile into the darkness.
Yeah, that is the only solution. Do it.
I have a sudden thought that that's going to hit Varg, but he can take it. So why not? Let's cast the magic missile into the darkness.
Yes.
Yay for
Okay.
tired internet memes.
Yay!
You try to pick a particular volume of space in front of you as the target of it, and the little spark of energy forms above your hand and flies off into the darkness.
Victory!
Take that, darkness.
I assume they just go on forever, or just wink out at some point.
It sort of fades away into the dark. It doesn't disappear instantaneously, it just disappears gently.
For the
Right.
lulz, try and dispel it.
This reminds me of that extra dimensional space back in our mansion you were talking about.
Very well can. First I'm going to jab it with my sword. See if it hits Varg.
You reach in and probe about, and nothing seems to happen. It's like poking about in an empty room.
Alright, yeah, let's try dispelling it. Sorry if this breaks all your magic items, Varg.
It technically can't, but yeah, fair enough. Because
I
you're
I don't
dispelling
think he's in a
things.
position to complain.
Yeah, not really. Mostly because I don't think it'll do that because I'm not really there. I'm sort of in there. You're like dispelling a wall of force around
You
me.
have
What
no
if-
idea where
Well,
you are.
you also can't permanently destroy magic items with a dispel.
Which
Yeah, shut them
reminds
down
me,
for the day.
I should go to the loot and inventory page to cast my spells.
Ah, yes, you are there.
You need Mage's Disjunction to permanently remove, permanently destroy magic items.
So use 3 points to get greater dispel magic back, since that's the only dispel magic I actually know. And casting that, so that's just plus caster level. And I'm not sure I can target the void, so I guess it'll just be an area dispel.
Alrighty.
Not the best roll ever. Oh wait, that's wrong. You should add 1 to that.
Okay. Alright. You focus on a particular area in front of you, and you hear a crumbling and crackling sound from somewhere just in front of you, and that darkness in front of you gets darker. You're not sure how. In fact, what the sound you heard sounded like it came from the other side of this wall you're in front of.
Anything happen on my end?
Varg, there's a sudden quavering and shaking of the blackness around you, and you find yourself tangled up in a big you know, the sort of how the really tall four-poster beds sometimes have this sort of tent over them, that draping across the four
I know
posts above
exactly
them.
what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, you're laying in that,
Huh.
and
I
after
get
a
up
few
and-
moments it tears and you spill out onto the bed below.
Hopefully I did not just crush someone's life out. Well, I get up out of that after a second of ripping through whatever's in my way with my claws and take a look around.
You are in a unused bedroom. The dust lays thick on every surface.
I open the door and look around.
You look out, and there's a very long hallway, and of course with doors lining it as far as you can see both directions, but a long hallway. No
Varg
visitors
starts
out.
opening the doors on the left specifically and poking his head in and just keeps moving as he opens each door. Not the right ones, just the ones on the left.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cast detect magic and look at this hole closer.
Varg punched a hole in reality. I wonder.
How the hell does this work?
As much as I do love the pointless screwing around, I have to remind you I do need to leave in 3 minutes.
Yep. Coriel, you look at the hole that Varg has made, and you see that there's a magic aura around the perimeter of it, but nothing inside ahead of you.
All right, let's examine that aura.
You study it, and you find that it's just woven through the wood of the wall. Go ahead and make me a knowledge arcana.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
So it is. Coriel, you are pretty damn certain that wherever you're standing, it is inside a created demiplane.
We really should not have broken a
literally-
hole in this.
Varg literally just crashed through reality into a demiplane. That's one way to make a demiplane, by punching it.
Somehow I don't think that's what happened.
Okay, Superboy Prime.
Damn right.
Okay, and that is a good enough place to break until next week.
Yeah, that works.
Okie dokie.
Now Varg is just lost from this party, and technically I am too.
Well, don't worry, Varg will just keep punching holes and not going through them until the entire realm collapses in of itself.
And
While
I'm
we're
just
inside
waiting in the room till morning.
So I think people will start noticing if Varg starts doing that and come to get him.
I really don't think we're gonna get paid if you keep punching holes.
They made me wait too long. They have a choice. Holes in the wall, or freaking stop making me wait.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I will see you guys next week.
Toodaloo.
Have a good one.
To-do.